Welcome everyone. My name is Sean, and not too long ago on this channel, we covered this story out of the city of Las Vegas, where two teenagers who stole a vehicle, one of the Kia boys, or a pair of the Kia boys, if you will, and decided to film themselves intentionally running down a cyclist who they ultimately ended up getting killed in this particular incident. The video was released, it went viral, people went absolutely crazy over it, and then we ultimately ended up discovering that these two individuals actually hit another cyclist on the same rampage and slammed into a vehicle, and it was a stolen car, so it was basically a trifecta or quadfecta of criminality. Now, to make matters worse, in that particular case, these two teenagers were also laughing up a storm in the courtroom as they were being charged in this particular incident, but at least a lot of people were able to take some comfort in knowing that this was an isolated incident. The idea that you would film yourself trying to kill someone for social media clicks and then post it laughing up a storm wasn't going to be a thing that caught on. Well, unfortunately, in the particular story that we're going to talk about today, that appears to not be the case because somebody did the same thing in Detroit. The man survived this particular incident, but the video was uploaded on social media for clout, and I think it's important for us to examine what went down in this particular scenario. Now, we're going to get into this, but before we do, thank you to everybody who supports this channel via actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
This one is really hard to even wrap your mind around. We're talking about a guy who pulls out his camera while he's driving and just goes right for a guy on a bicycle, completely crushing him. And Detroit police saying tonight there is no way that this was an accident.
So I'm gonna have to pause this for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, there is some rap music being played that will likely lead to a copyright strike. And also, this is a violent instance, and YouTube does not treat my channel well when talking about these violent instances. But as you can see by the caption, it says all in the streets and she, and then it also has a black person in the emoji. And just to be clear, because you can actually watch this local news segment for yourself and see it for yourself, but for those of you who are too lazy to do that, this guy swerves to the right deliberately to run over this person on the bicycle. That is what happens in this particular case. So obviously, just like the Vegas case, this was completely intentional.
Look at that.
I think the person ain't even try to avoid him.
Fellow bicyclist Randall Cousins is right. Instead of stopping to help the man on the bike that he just hit on purpose, the driver posted a POV video on Instagram for clout.
Now, the local news cuts to a guy that is a local cyclist in this particular area, and he says the obvious thing, which is he didn't even try to avoid him, which of course he didn't. Not only did he not try to avoid him, he hit him, he ran over him, he didn't stop, and then he uploaded the video to social media with a cheeky caption just to show you how much he didn't care about this person's life. Also very notable in this particular story is that Detroit typically will be in the top in terms of homicides in this country year after year after year, at least top 3, but this guy decided that he was going to wear a shirt that says Memphis, Tennessee, which is one of the few places on planet Earth that is actually more dangerous than the city of Detroit. So congratulations to this guy for wearing that shirt. I got some amusement out of it, even though I'm not sure anybody out there in the audience has the same sense of humor with this kind of thing as I do.
It happened on Detroit's east side last Thursday morning here off Edgewood near Isham. The bicyclist's shoes still here Monday. He was knocked off the bike and out of those shoes. We're told both of his legs are broken. Then the driver hits another car, not on video, and speeds off.
I've seen people hit by a car, but it's usually has some kind of motive. This one appears to be just for social media.
Yeah, so like I said, the driver didn't stop. He just posted this video on Instagram. I would love to know, by the way, what the caption was, what he decided to label this video as on that Instagram post. I wish the local news had some screenshots of that so we could see this, maybe some of the comments, the likes to comment ratio, even though the ratio system doesn't work the same way on Instagram as it does on Twitter, because I would want to know if people saw this and liked this, decided that this was something that they were on board with because they enjoyed the destruction. Now, I also want to point out for everyone out there in the audience that I've scoured this video, I've looked over this footage myself, frame by frame, I've slowed it down to 1,000 times slower, so I've watched it over the course of an hour so I can analyze for the proper suspect in this particular case, and that of course is poverty. If anybody knows where poverty can be found in this particular video so that we can arrest poverty, because obviously this guy did this to feed his starving family, as we're told time and time again is the only reason criminals commit crime, that description needs to be forwarded to the Detroit police so that we can arrest the proper systemic structure that is responsible for this criminality.
I think they have no conscience and don't care.
Now, guy with the shirt of a place more violent than the city of Detroit is right. These people don't care. They don't care about humanity. It's not about poverty. It's about absolute savagery. It's about a lack of remorse. And in this particular case, there's another angle to it, which is the need for attention. The idea that you would be lauded and congratulated for this, which is a disgusting premise on its face. Now, look, as of right now, there have been no arrests made in this particular incident. We have no clue who this suspect is, and anything that I would say to guess the identity of the suspect would be speculation. We should obviously leave this to the detectives or the inspectors to analyze all the context clues and maybe, just maybe, be able to give us some kind of resolution on who committed this particular crime. And in fact, I know a special detective who could analyze all the variables and give us an appropriate answer. I'll be right back. Yes, that is right, everyone. Inspector Sean is now on the case to analyze all of the evidence in order to give you guys an exact identity of the perpetrator. Now, of course, I did in fact smack my glasses with my handy-dandy magnifying glass, but I will be still using it in order to identify all the key clues that may be able to give away the identity of the perpetrator. First and foremost, one of the most noticeable aspects of this particular case is it appears that gangster rap is being played in the vehicle of the suspect prior to him engaging with the bicyclist. Now, this, in addition to the fact that we're talking about Detroit, and in addition to the fact that there is a particular vernacular present in the text that we can see at the bottom of our screen, the caption would normally lead me to believe that we are in fact dealing with an elderly white woman.
The bicyclist's shoes still here Monday. He was knocked off the bike and out of those shoes.
That was, of course, until I noticed this particular portion of the segment, that the shoes of the victim were in fact removed after this person was knocked out. Now, people will tell you that this is due to the blunt force of the vehicle, but after computing all of this information into the algorithm that is my detective brain, and after examining the evidence with this magnifying glass that still I have not figured out quite how to work, I am able to infer, no wait, deduced, that it was a black guy. The black guy did it. Spoiler alert, it was a black guy. Detroit, rap music. The grammar in the freaking text underneath the thing. Also, we have the black person emoji. Also, I mean, Detroit, what else do you need to know? It was definitely a black guy. Rap music. Come on, guys. This isn't hard. I didn't need to do this shtick in order to solve this.
We asked Commander John Savak if this could be one of those dangerous TikTok trends. Detroit police checked in with neighboring police agencies.
They haven't seen anything like this, so it looks like an isolated incident.
So they interviewed the detective. He says there's no known motivation for this except for possibly the social media clicks, and he finds that incredibly troubling. And then the local news goes on and local newses by asking if this is one of those dangerous tickety-tock trends, and the detective or the cop or whoever, I don't honestly care anymore. I already did the Inspector Sean bit, so honestly, I'm basically done for this video, says that they check with the surrounding areas and they haven't seen anything like it, to which I would respond, there's actually a video that is viral and another incident in Las Vegas that is just like this.
The DPD has some work to do. The driver wiped his social media off the map since it was posted last week. Now they'll need warrants to search those accounts.
He's not going to get away with it.
Now, they did say it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Possibly they're going to be in need of some more assistance from an inspector, but that's because this person appears to have been smart enough, at least at some point, to wipe his social media, so now they're going to require warrants in order to search Instagram in order to identify this individual. And I hope they catch him soon. I think it's absolutely crucial that an arrest is made in this situation so we can all find out who in fact was behind this. That being said, I do want to point out that the local news is about to get even goofier for no reason, and let me play you some of that because I find it entertaining.
This is right where you ride, literally.
Yeah, I ride around here every day.
This is Randall's route. He's shook. The thought of someone being so heartless still out there. He does take precautions already.
All that, you need it out here.
Okay, so this is a serious story. Somebody intentionally ran down a bicyclist in this particular area, and you decided to ask this guy if he was being cautious, and then you show him squeezing like a clown horn. Like, what are you doing, local news? What is wrong with you? Have some bedside manner. This is not a dog and pony show, as the former president and current vegetable-in-chief would say. But you know what? Those are just my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below about this whole story. Do you think that this is the same kind of attitude that allowed this incident in Vegas to happen? Or do you think that these are two completely unconnected, never heard about this, definitely not going to lead to a trend kind of incidents? If you like this video, then show me by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on my social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the madness that is Detroit. Till next time.